KT7 up here. This is my FF5 rerun info and priority list video. Let's kick things off with the timeline. The collab could start as early as January 22nd. If there's a Lunar New Year unit, then we should have FF5 around January 29th. During the first week, we will get FF5 Gilgamesh, his VC, and the return of all the previously released collab units, plus the 2 vision cards. Barts is still a handout unit. For those who have him at level 99, that's another 40 FF5 Mind Spheres. All the old collab units got some upgrades, but not the FFT rework treatment. On week 2, we have Xdeath plus his VC, and Hero King Mont all coming on the same day. This is a very expensive week for those who pick up everything on day 1. Week 3, we have Hero King's VC and Trials of Reckoning. That should be all the FF5 releases. On week 4, I suspect the return of the Young Elda story event, and possibly Young King Curry. They're giving Imar Curry MA3 on the same week, that's why I speculate his UR version is coming. I could be wrong, we will find out in a couple days. Anyways, that's the timeline. Let's go over the banner info next. All the banners are pretty standard. The only unique one is for Hero King Mont. He will have a special 3-step banner that costs 6k paid. On step 1, Hero King's drop rate is doubled. On step 2, the drop rate is 10x, and 20x on step 3. For those who plan to buy the unit with 12k paid, I would suggest to stay away from this banner. The 12k paid pack has 200 Hero King shards along with some goodies. There is a good chance Hero King does not show up even at 20 times drop rate. All the VCs have the typical banners. There will be free and paid VIS options for both new and old cards. Returning VCs will have guaranteed banners as non-holo VCs should. That's it for banner info. Next, let's look at upgrades for the returning units. First up is Barts. His MA3 gives him 20 AoE resistance penetration, 30 accuracy, lower magic damage taken 20 when HP is above 50%, and a HP auto heal back medium when his health drops below half. His LB also got an upgrade. The AP required is reduced to 33. It now breaks physical barrier and deals extra large damage. After these upgrades, Barts is no longer just a follow-up attacker. As a matter of fact, they did not give him anything to boost his follow-up damage. They made him into a highly accurate bruiser with decent AoE penetration. Next is Liberty's Edge plus 6 upgrade. It gives Barts 10 AoE penetration and everything else are the same. The aim type is what I recommend. The Blood Sword can give him some extra healing, but it might not be his best weapon anymore. The Liberty's Edge is a great choice when you need him to be more accurate. With Thancred and Barts, you can put together a hyper-accurate light team with these 2 free units. If you have the barrack slot, build him up. Don't spend any visiore on him. Now Barts' VC, the Love for Hiryu. It will be available on day 1 of the rerun. This VC stood up to the test of time, definitely one of the better cards in the past couple of years. If you have been following my content, you probably have seen this VC featured in many of my setups. Physical Man-Eater and accuracy for 2 of the sword groups and Great Sword are very good. Even though it is a sub card 99% of the time, it still has value. Not a bad card to pick up if you are going for Hero King Mont. Next is Lena. Her MA3 gives her 20% max HP, 20 AoE resistance, physical force barrier from range 3 to 6, and auto-dispel all debuffs when HP drops below 70%. Plus an upgrade to Tycoonian Defense. Tycoonian Defense is now a diamond shape instead of a cross shape. Also gives Lena reduced damage taken 30% for 3 hits. The group effect of Spirit 40 and on-hit effect of Protect Dispel Seal are now 4 turns. This upgrade is good, the range increase makes it more flexible, and the 40 Spirit up is actually meaningful in the Xdeath matchup. Next, her LB upgrades. It can be used 2 times now, and the max range has increased from 5 to 6. Having 1 more LB use is significant. Overall, her upgrades are good, but they did not give her any additional cast time reduction. That means she still cannot instant cast her diamond healing ability. Her AI is a bit friendlier, and she has better survivability now. But she is just too far behind when compared to the next-gen support units. The Majesty of Tycoon Staff also got a plus 6 upgrade. The only new ability for Lena is Hate Down 3. She does not have any Select 2 buffs, so the only benefit is not being targeted. At this point of the game, I don't recommend pulling for her. She is still not up to par, her only saving grace is being a 90 cost unit. She could be your healer for 290 cost CM or guild battle. But with units like Ayaka who can heal and haste, why would you use Lena? The last reissue unit is Ferris. Her MA3 has a lot of stuff. It gives her attack up 20%, slash penetration 20, physical damage output up 10%, debuff weakening 30, reaction block 40, and upgrade to Captain's Protection. As I have stated in my community post, the Captain's Protection upgrade is so awesome for Ferris's AI. Let's go over this buff. The group effects of slash and strike resistance up are now 4 turns. After the upgrade, the self-only effects include a 7.5k HP physical barrier and 4-turn dispel all buffs on hit. The HP barrier means Ferris will no longer multicast this buff before moving forward. It was such a pain to use her in the past when she often spent 2 turns casting the same group buff. Ferris's LB upgrades are quite good. The max range is increased to 5, the 50 defense penetration increase now lasts for 3 turns. Here are 3 new effects. The first one is 3-turn 30 AoE resistance penetration. The second is the damage modifier increases when she is targeting multiple units. And the third is lower targets AoE resistance penetration 30 for 3 turns post damage. The LB upgrades work well with Ferris's high AoE resistance. The AoE penetration in peril means Ferris will survive longer on the battlefield. Her LB has always been strong because of the CT manipulation effects, it is now even better. Ferris's upgrade package is the best out of the 3. She is by no means a meta unit, but I think she can be decent in many matches. Her lack of unit resistance is still a huge concern though. I don't recommend spending this to pull for her. Older units without the FFT treatment are not worth pulling, when the cost of getting them are the same as next-gen units. The Serpent Fang is also getting a +6. The new effect is healing power up 15 for Ferris, when her HP is below 70%. It can improve her sequential healing. The debuff weakening from her MA3 can help against healing power down. The last item before moving over to the new stuff is the Sildra VC. Just like the Love for Hyrule card, I have used this VC quite often. All 3 of the party abilities are relevant. Crit rate and slash penetration are really good. The Spirit 12 could be useful against Xdeath. Also, the Sildra Esper has 22 accuracy, one of the highest physical-based Espers. The Earth Resistance and Earth Eater combined with the accuracy makes it really good against Rikku. Alright, that's all the upgrades, let's move on to the new releases. The first new collab unit is Gilgamesh. He is a 100 cost spear unit in the fire element. He's got a great commander effect that supports dual content. Gilgamesh can deal a lot of damage, with a self-follow-up attack that has a unit resistance shred attached to it. He can also dispel physical damage reduction and seal courage removals. A great bruiser unit against magic-heavy teams. Some of his best teammates are Sephiroth, SummerGlaciela, Lucielle, and Ramada. His VC will drop on the same time as he does. It supports axe, spear, katana, glove, and book. This is the first VC that supports 5 weapon groups. It has AoE resistance, pierce attack, and type chain resistance for the party. The bestowed effects have max HP and accuracy. The hollow party effect is for guild battle, gives the team some crit damage. His weapon, the Gangji Nantinana, has 20 AoE resistance penetration and 15 crit damage. Very good for him. Next is Xdeath, he will arrive 1 week after Gilgamesh. 100 cost staff black mage unit in the dark element. His commander effect and ability support guild battle, and they are crazy good. His TMR is also one of the best in the game. Xdeath has a all elemental resistance passive and a lot of HP. Makes him really difficult to take down. He can dispel magic damage reduction effect, and seal re-raise dispel. In his main kit, he can inflict doom and poison. Great tools to take down the bulkiest units in the game. Some good teammates for Xdeath are Shurecca, resnick, Lucielle, and even Hero King Mont. His VC also drops on the same day as the unit. It supports Sword Warrior, Great Sword, and Staff Black Mage. It gives the party a whopping 42 magic resistance penetration. This VC makes 100 magic resistance Jum feels like a joke. It also has 20 AoE resistance, a must-have vision card for any Black Staff Mage teams. His weapon is obtained the same way as Rikku's dagger. You finish the event stage, you will get his staff. No grinding needed. It has 5 all-elemental resistance for Xdeath too. Moving on to Hero King Mont, the last unit I am covering today. He will arrive on the same day as Xdeath. Hero King is the first next-gen tank unit in the game. He has a new spike effect, where he reflects a portion of physical damage back to the attacker. There are a lot of damage mitigation in his kit. He is awesome against physical teams, pretty good against magic as well. 20k HP is not easy to get through. His commander ability and effect are for quest content. Not great, but could be useful in guild raids. Some of his best teammates are Cloud, Yuna, New Jaden, and Veritas of the Dark. His VC will arrive 1 week after his release. It supports Greatsword, Bow, Gun, Dagger, and Ninja Blade. This is the unit resistance VC that the Hero King, Cloud, and Yuna were waiting for. It also has 16 magic resistance to help against Xdeath, and attack 50% to give Yuna the damage boost she was missing. The bestowed effect of AoE penetration 20 can give Hero King meaningful damage, or you can give it to Cloud and let him blast away. This VC is also a must-have for Hero King teams. His new weapon is a good offensive option, but Save the Queen is overall the better choice. Next is the new Trials of Reckoning equipment, Gilgamesh's waistband. The general abilities are Unit Resistance 10, Paralysis Resistance 25, and Stun Resistance 25. There are unique effects for each of the FF5 units. For Gilgamesh, he gets physical damage reduction 20% for 2 hits and accuracy up 20. For Xdeath, it gives him magic damage output increase 15% when his HP is above 50% and physical wideguard 15. For Barts, he gets physical damage plus 10% and healing power up 20. For Lena, she gets physical wideguard 15, curse and silence resistance 25. Lastly for Ferris, she gets AP consumption down 20 and accuracy up 20. Both the shield and barrier type are good. Next is plus 6 upgrade for the Necklace of Compassion. They increase the human resistance from 5 to 10, and that's all they did for this item. And no, it does not have any unique abilities for Xdeath and Gilgamesh. It's too bad that it does not give Lena more cast time reduction. Barrier type is the one I recommend. That's all the information I have for today. Now let's go to my visiore priority list. Before that, I would like to share my thoughts on the dynamics between the 3 new units. Xdeath is good into Hero King. Hero King can hard stop Gilgamesh. And Gilgamesh has a good matchup against Xdeath. With that said, here is my priority list. Xdeath and his VC, plus Hero King and his VC are in the S+ tier. These are meta-driving units. Gilgamesh the unit is in the S tier. He is great at what he does, but it is a tough task for him to carry a team. Gilgamesh's VC, Love of Hyrule, and the Sildra card are in the A tier. The Sildra Esper is still a good get. Gilgamesh's card has 20 AoE resistance for 5 different groups, but AoE resistance isn't what is used to be, A tier seems appropriate. The 2 returning cards are great sub-cards but definitely not must-haves. In the B tier, I have Ferris. She got the best upgrades out of the 3 returning units. Her kit is at a much better place than before, but I still don't recommend pulling her. In the C tier is Barts and Lena. Like I said earlier, if you have extra barrack slot, go ahead and build Barts. For Lena, just don't pull for her. If you are looking for a healer/support unit that is not 100 cost, go with Ayaka or Lemure, they can get the job done. Alright, that's all the info I wanted to share. My Gilgamesh 140 showcase will be next. That's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.